Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So, Bitcoin did come down. We talked about that in the previous video. However, before we came down, we went a little higher, but only a fake out. You get these sometimes, these overshooting wave Bs, you know that. A B wave is always very difficult to forecast. I had a B wave here before. We then pushed a little higher, but nothing that led to a sustainable breakout. I'm overall still looking at higher here, as explained in previous videos and in the one earlier today. The question is, however, how do we get there? And I'm focusing at the moment here really on the short term, because there is a lot that's going on here at the moment, and we are still, I would at the moment still expect it to get into this wide support area. Now, this could be an absolutely wrong expectation, but this is, you know, I did wait for it here as well, and we did get into it. So sometimes it's just worth waiting for the likelihood to play out, and sometimes it doesn't play out, right? I mean, we came already very close with this dip after my last video. I mean, we missed the support area by $20 in a highly volatile market. Sometimes you miss targets by $20, right? Especially if it's, you know, we're talking here about Bitcoin, and it was basically a 0.14% miss. So it's not like, you know, we were miles off, and it also still would be, it is, you know, it is certainly probable that the C wave was in here and completed with that the wave 2. But at the moment I don't have any evidence. The evidence we would get if we now break out impulsively above the $16,900 level and would then move higher. If we went higher directly from here, which would involve a breakout above the $16,900 level, and if we hold the $16,750 level, then that could take us in a third wave to the upside to, if it's an impulse, which we ideally assume, it could take us to 17,250. And that would only be the third wave. So for that to play out, again, we need to hold that support I just mentioned. And to get evidence, we would need to break above the wave B high. At the moment, because of likelihood, I would actually still assume to get into this support range. And that is based on the assumption that it's highly likely for a wave 2 to get into the area between the 50% FIB level and the 78.6 FIB level. We haven't reached that yet. However, it could be it's already in because we reached the 38.2% FIB level. And I mentioned in the previous video that it could already be enough to reach the 38.2 level. For me, ideally, yeah, I'm always looking for the ideal wave pattern, and this is the area with the highest likelihood. So as it was defined here as well, and in the end it happened. Again, it could have been here as well that the low was in, but I always told you it's not the area where you would expect it to get into with a high likelihood, right? The high likelihood area was this one. So also here, we've had it dip down, but it would be more likely to get into this area between the 50% and the 78.6% FIB level. Have to change my view if we break above that wave B high. So bear in mind, we currently haven't got a clear impulsive breakout to the upside. Not yet, yeah, but it's possible. And bear in mind, this could always become something more complex, like a WXY correction, yeah, or here WXY. Again, we need that breakout signal now to the upside. On the lower time frame here, I mean, certainly this could be a 1-2 setup. But then we would have to have here another 1-2 setup, which is possible, but I would want to see that breakout above that $16,900 level. So in which overall embedded pattern, in which overall structure would this be embedded? So zooming out here, we have the view that this could either be just an ABC structure, which might get to around $17,300. Could also push higher, but this would be the first major resistance based on Fibonacci levels, yeah, for a wave 2. If we get substantially above that, we have something more bullish going on. So here we have the first ABC pattern in wave 2, and we have the first decision point around 17.3k. If we push above it and also get above 18,000, so this is 17.3k, and if we get above 18,350, then we are most likely here in this C wave to the upside, which is a larger 5-wave move. Then we don't have A, B, C, but then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, and we could get into the region around 19k to the resistance level of this larger descending wedge or ending diagonal in which we are. So we've got a clear resistance here. We are currently pushing higher. We have been pushing higher. When we arrived down here, I talked to you that I expect short-term upside. That happened. We haven't really reached the target yet, but we certainly saw that expected upside. The move to the upside is getting more messy than expected. It's not entirely unexpected because what we have here is an ending diagonal, and I often mention how messy ending diagonals are. For everybody who doesn't know what they are an Elliott Wave pattern. People know them as well as as descending wedges in this case. However, in these wedge patterns, if you don't understand what the underlying structure is, you just see a wedge. But if it is, if you have the Elliott waves, you at least understand what the overall structure is, and that the structure within can be quite messy. Because psychologically, what happens in these wedge patterns, or what happens in these diagonals, well, you are sort of getting towards the end of a downtrend. It doesn't mean it has to go up straight away, but it means that we are sort of towards the end of a larger downtrend. We are probably towards the end, right? Yeah, maybe Bitcoin drops to 14k, maybe even lower, but still the downside pressure is reducing overall, and buyers are starting to, buy in again, dollar cost average. But in this pattern, the buyers are not strong enough yet to push the price up. So you get this up and down messiness also in the subwaves. But yeah, nevertheless, upside for me still expected, especially as long as we are holding the most recent swing lows here. But if we drop below them, and especially if we drop below the red, the last low that we had in the red support area around 16.3k, that would massively increase the probabilities that we are in the blue count and will go down to 14k straight away, maybe even lower. But yeah, that is the overall structure here. But what is certainly interesting at the moment is the very, very short term here. Okay, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.